Hi, I'm theater critic Jay Handelman, here with Carrie Seidman, arts writer and dance critic, here for another edition of Spotlight on the Arts, little highlights of what's coming up in this weekend and the week ahead. And Carrie, we've got some dance going on this weekend, so why don't you get us started?
Yeah, the end of the Sarasota Ballet's 25th anniversary season, their last program of the season, and it's another good one. They are repeating Christopher Wheeldon's The American, which is a beautiful, very visually stimulating work. Christopher Wheeldon, of course, is the choreographer who did, I'm drawing a blank.
An American in Paris?
An American in Paris on Broadway,
yeah. Won a Tony Award for it.
And won a Tony Award for it. So he's an incredible choreographer. They're also doing more Frederick Ashton, of course, because what would a Sarasota Ballet program be without Frederick Ashton? They're repeating Jazz Calendar, which is a work that's based on the old English nursery rhyme, Monday's child is fair of face, Tuesday's child is full of grace. I don't know the whole thing, but
I have far to go. That's what I remember.
So there are segments of that ballet to each of the parts of that rhyme, and really the best part of that is the amazing costuming. It's very colorful and very strange. And they're also doing a company premiere of Ashton's 1937 work, A Wedding Bouquet, which is the scene at a French wedding in the 1930s where the groom is realizing that many of the guests that are there are his former lovers. Oh. And the interesting part of the ballet is that it has narration. Originally it had a chorus that sang, but when that became impractical, they had a narrator with words by Gertrude Stein that are sort of very Gertrude Stein-y, catty remarks that people within the wedding party are supposedly saying.
Sounds like a groom's nightmare, actually. Come to life on stage. So.
Well, it's all the things that Ashton is really good at: characters and scenes, and a little bit of cattiness and wittiness. So it should be good.
That's great. It's a weekend. It's the end of the ballet season. It's a week, beginning of the end for a lot of the performing arts organizations. Venice Theater is ending its Stage 2 season, beginning this weekend with Mary Zimmerman's Metamorphoses, which is adapted from the Roman poet Ovid's poems. Lots of tales about people like Poseidon and Midas and things that are familiar and some that are probably not. But what's really interesting about this play is that it's set in a pool, and so Tim Whiskerhoff, the set designer, has created a pool that will be on the stage of the Pinkerton Theater, this very small theater. It's been done before. It was obviously done on Broadway. Florida Studio Theater has done it around here, and the Manatee Players several years ago won national awards for their production that they moved around from the Manatee Players up to the National Community Theater Festival. So people get wet in the show, and maybe if you're sitting close you might get splashed on a little bit. I don't know if they're offering raincoats, but it can be a beautiful play, so I'm looking forward to seeing that and see how they do.
Step up from SeaWorld.
Well, yeah. There's no Shamu here. I haven't seen the cast, so I shouldn't say that.
In music, the New College concert season is also wrapping up with their final concert of their series with a group called Third Coast Percussion. They're called Third Coast because they're from Chicago, which is apparently the third coast of America. And they have been here before in 2012. It's an all percussion ensemble. And they use some very unusual instruments. If you're thinking drums when you think percussion, they use all kinds of things, from instruments that have actually been created for their works to one of the pieces they're doing has phonetically tuned prayer bowls that they play. So New Music, New College always brings unusual and interesting
It sounds,
shows.
without the dancing, it sounds a little bit like Stomp, because they play a lot with rhythm. And I remember they had a segment where they just used little matchboxes and they would shake them in a rhythm, or create rhythms with brooms and stuff. But they also
no
dance.
dancing.
There's no dancing.
No. And this takes place at the Sudikoff Center at New College, which is normally sort of a really boring conference-looking center, and they turn one part of it into what they call Club Sudikoff. So it's supposed to be kind of like a nightclub atmosphere. So.
Players Theater is ending its main stage season. No dancing in this one either. It's not a musical. It's called Smell of the Kill by Michelle Lowe. It was a play that was done at the Oslo about 10 years ago. And it's about 3 women who gather on a regular basis, maybe once a month, when their husbands are off in the living room playing inside golf or something, and they start plotting to kill them because they're fed up with what they do and how they're being treated. And so it sounds like a play for a lot of wives might enjoy. I'm not so sure about the husbands, but that's something worth trying out that's opening this weekend as well.
And for, I think it's the 3rd year, it's either the 3rd or 4th year, Key Chorale is combining with the choruses from Sarasota High, Booker High, and Riverview for a concert called Tomorrow's Voices Today. So they have a little bit, each of the groups sings a little bit by themselves, and then all of the entire ensemble sings together, which is well over 100 voices. No, 200, I think. Anyway,
it's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. I mean, Joe Calkins, the musical director for Key Chorale, said trying to conduct them is a little bit like trying to tell the Queen Mary to take a sharp right turn. So it's a challenge. It's really fun to see all the kids have this opportunity to sing with the semi-professional group. Yeah. And all the tickets are only $9, so everybody can afford to go, and that's at Riverview High.
That's great. And at the Historic Oslo Theater, excuse me, the Artist Series of Sarasota Concerts program is presenting Quintango, which is a quintet, an ensemble that was started by Joan Singer, who's a violinist, and they play tango music, South American tango music, in a classical chamber style. So there's no dancing as far as I know, though I have the feeling that just
we have a big Argentine tango dance fan club around here, so you never know, somebody might pop up. And
you've heard of people dancing in their seats, but I don't know how appropriate that will be in the Historic Oslo, but we'll find out this weekend. There are 3 performances on Saturday and Sunday. So
that's just a little taste of what's happening. There's still a lot going on, even though the official season is kind of coming to a close. Yeah. So you can find out more about these events that we've talked about and all the other things that are still going on, even though the art season is kind of waning a little bit, in the Sunday Herald-Tribune Arts section or at ticketsarasota.com.
We'll see you next week.